Hi and welcome to Motivation Mama's next video. Have you ever had feelings of butterflies in your stomach, or your heart racing, or your palms going sweaty, or like having a headache, feeling dizzy? You're probably answering yes, because this is a normal human response or reaction. These feelings are your brain trying to send you a message. Your brain is trying to talk to you and your body's trying to talk to you with these signals to tell you that something needs to change. Scientists actually explain these feelings as a fight or flight response. And it is an actual survival mechanism that our body starts to do. It goes into survival or fight or flight mode when we feel threatened by something. So when we feel that we're actually not safe. When you're actually in this survival mode, when you're in fight or flight mode, your brain is actually sending all of the blood to your muscles. It's trying to give your muscles energy, and it's sending all that blood down to your muscles so that you can run if necessary, if you feel threatened, in a fight or flight response. And because all the blood is moving away down to your muscles, it means that your body starts to feel those different feelings, such as your heart racing and your head feeling dizzy. And as a consequence of that, often your brain also isn't thinking rationally, because the blood's moving down to your muscles in your legs to help you to run in fight or flight response. Now, being in the dark is an example of a time where you may feel threatened or worried or have fears. It's pretty normal. A lot of children talk to me about feeling afraid at night time, and therefore as a consequence of that, their brain starts to think that they're in an unsafe environment or that they're threatened, so their body can react in fight or flight response at night time, which is really when your body needs to be calm to be able to go to sleep. So they'll start to be thinking worrying thoughts, their heart might start racing, and their body straight away thinks, okay, it's dark, we're in danger here, which of course you're not, but your body is thinking that because of the thoughts that are going through your head, and your brain is then triggering a fight or flight response. So I've talked to some children and talked about ways that we can help during this time of fear or worry about the dark, and that is, the first thing you need to do is actually calm your body back down so that you can start having rational thoughts again. So things like deep breathing is one of the best things that you can possibly do. So slow breathing in or out to remind your body that you are actually in a safe place. You are safe in your house. You are calm. Also, listening to relaxing music can help. Reading something that's nice before bed, or closing your eyes and visualizing happy pictures, happy memories, being somewhere that you really, really enjoy, will put your body into a calm state, ready for sleep. Now, sometimes the fight or flight response is actually triggered by an event that hasn't happened right yet. It isn't happening to you right now. There is no threat that your body is responding to as a present experience happening right now, but it's actually to do with something coming up, an event coming up that you may start having worrying thoughts about. So an example of that might be something like you're going to a school camp and it hasn't happened yet, but because it's something that's coming up in the future, your brain may start thinking worrying thoughts about it. So you might think, what if I get sick and mum and dad aren't there? What if the leaders or the people at the camp aren't nice to me? What if I have a fight with my friend and I feel upset and mum and dad aren't there? What if I get sick? So if those worrying thoughts start happening in your head before an actual event has even happened yet, the fight or flight response can still be triggered because your brain is actually activating that. So what happens then is, of course, you start to have those feelings. You may start to feel sick in your stomach. When you think of camp, you might start to feel dizzy or have a headache. Your heart may start racing. So every time you start thinking about camp, that's how your body's going to respond, because your brain has started to believe that this upcoming event, this camp, because of the worrying thoughts that you're connecting with camp, your body's gone into fight or flight response. Now, unfortunately, what can happen from that is that your body stays in fight or flight response every time anything has to do with camp. and you can then lead to start thinking, I'm feeling sick, I'm really feeling sick in my stomach, I don't think I should go to camp, it's not a good idea, I'm not going to go. Now, if that happens, your body has actually gone into flight response because you're avoiding the situation that you don't want to do or that you're worried about. And your body will probably go, great, we were worried about that experience, that camp coming up, now we don't have to do it anymore, excellent. But that's not excellent for you in the fact that you could possibly or you will be missing out on a fantastic opportunity and experience of going to camp once you get there. You've tricked your body into thinking that camp is a threat because of your thoughts. Now, the problem with that is, as well as the fact that you've missed out on a fantastic experience and opportunity to go to camp, is that once your body has avoided a situation, you've had thoughts, they've led to fight or flight response, feeling sick, feeling worried, so you've avoided the situation and haven't gone, there's a potential that that's going to happen a lot more. So the next time you have worrying thoughts about another upcoming event, your body will react in the same way, fight or flight response. You'll avoid that situation again, and it will keep happening. And your body will get that way that every time you have a worrying thought, it will trigger a fight or flight response to something that hasn't even happened yet, which means that you're going to miss out on many fantastic opportunities, and you're going to start experiencing this fight or flight response and these worrying feelings in your body on a regular basis. Now, the other reaction that you may have is not to go into flight response and try to avoid the situation. It may be that you go the other way and you actually go into fight response to either an event that's happening right now, or the same thing, an event that's coming up in the future, and you've actually just started worrying about that. So if you go into fight response, of course, that means your body is wanting to fight to get out of this threatening situation. Because remember, this is a survival instinct. This fight or flight response has come as a survival instinct right back from sort of caveman prehistoric times, when this was a necessary instinct to have. If there's a dinosaur coming up behind you, you're going to be fearful and you're going to want to turn around and fight to protect yourself, or you're going to want to flight, you're going to want to run to keep safe. So remember, this is a normal feeling or experience that our brain is activated to have. We just have to help ourselves to not be in this fight or flight response all the time, because we are not living in an unsafe time. We are in a safe time. We need to teach our brain that. We need to control this fight or flight response, and we're going to learn how to do that. Now, if your body does go into fight response though, for example, maybe you've got a test coming up. You've got a test, you're quite feeling worried about that test. Every time you think about that test, your heart starts racing, your head might sort of go dizzy or start to get ahead. You may feel your body start to tense up, you may feel frustrated, and you may start to feel angry because your thoughts around the test or the test you're experiencing right now has caused you to go into fight response. You feel threatened, so you don't want to do it. You're going to try and fight against it. Now, as a consequence, this may even get you so angry that you yell at someone, you even hit someone. You're hitting out because you're angry. You do not want this experience to happen. Obviously, this is not a good consequence. This is not something you want to be doing. Now, you need to remind yourself at this point that if you did yell or hit or go into fight response, this is not who you are. You are not a bad person. You're not a mean person. You're not a stupid person for having this response. This is your body going into fight or flight response. And there's some ways to help yourself. Remember, these feelings that your body's feeling and fight or flight response is a message from your brain to you that something needs to change. So when you start feeling tense, when you start feeling dizzy, when you start having those thoughts of this is too hard, I'm going to fail this test, I'm no good at this, this is the point where you need to take control. So how do we take control of the fight or flight response as a reaction to a threat or an upcoming thought that is worrying you? So remember, if your body is starting to react in this way, it is a message from your brain that something needs to change. So number one, first thing that you need to do is to calm your body and those feelings down. You need to remind your body that you are safe. Now, the very best and easiest way to do that is to breathe slowly. If you are actually in a threatening situation and your body does need to go into fight or flight response, the thing that's going to happen, remember, is the blood's going to start going to your muscles. You're going to speed up your breathing because you need to react quickly. Now, if you're not in an unsafe situation, you need to calm your body down. And the best way to do that is to breathe slowly, in and out, because then that is telling your body that you are calm, and then it's allowing you to send a message back to your brain that you are in a safe place, and then your brain can start having rational, logical thoughts about the situation. Yes, I am going to camp, but I am going to be safe there. I have teachers there to help me, and I'm going to be okay. Yes, I'm about to do a test, and I'm feeling a bit worried about that, but it's going to be okay. If I don't do my best, I can learn from it and try again. Now, you can't have those rational thoughts if you're in fight or flight response. Unfortunately, your brain doesn't work that way. So you need to calm your body down first. Tell your body it's safe by breathing really slowly. Then all of a sudden, the feelings in your tummy, feeling sick and butterflies, will calm down. Your head will start to not feel dizzy anymore. And your palms won't be so sweaty. You will start to feel calm, and once you're calm, then you can experience a situation in a rational way. So, number one message from today is that the fight or flight response is a survival instinct, and that every human being has this response to a threatening situation or an upcoming situation that you may be thinking about that is causing your brain to think it is a threat. Number two is that you can take control of your body during these situations and your mind, but your body first by slow breathing, calming down your breathing, which then allows your mind to have rational thoughts. Number three is listen to your body when you start to feel these feelings. If you're starting to feel tense in your shoulders, if your heart's starting to race, if your face is feeling hot, like you're starting to feel angry, you could be possibly going into fight response. If you're starting to feel butterflies in your stomach, if your head's starting to feel dizzy, you may be going into flight response. So listen to your body. It's trying to give you the message that something needs to change. Number four is that in response, if you are in flight response or fight response in particular, and you end up making a choice to yell or to get angry, remind yourself that this is not who you are. You are not a bad person. You're not a stupid person for feeling these feelings. It is just your body in fight or flight response, and you can take control and get back to feeling calm and making rational decisions. So number five is, once you have calmed your body down through breathing, you can start to ask yourself some questions and get some evidence to train your brain that everything is okay, there is no threat. So for example, ask yourself, am I safe right now? And usually the answer will be yes. Can I help myself right now? Usually the answer will be yes. So for example, being worried about the dark at night, you can help yourself by listening to relaxing music. And the most important way you can help yourself is to talk to someone about your feelings. So if it's an upcoming event that you're worried about, like a camp or any type of situation that you might be worried about in the future, by talking to someone, you can talk through those feelings or those worries so that they are dealt with and they don't become worries anymore. And then, of course, your brain's not triggering that fight or flight response. And you can then have a rational thought about it and can help yourself. So I really hope today that you can see that everyone does experience thoughts, worrying thoughts and fears. It's normal. And that a response to that is the fight or flight response. And it's a normal response to any time you feel a fear, a threat, or a worry. But as we talked about today, with a couple of those little tips, those 5 little things we just talked about, you can help yourself to realize that this is normal and that you can control this situation with a little bit of help. So remember, it's always important to talk to others. You can always talk to me. You can email me, or you can pop a question or a comment down in the comment box below, because I'm here to help. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, please subscribe, because I want to make a lot more to help you out. Okay guys, have a fantastic day and I'll see you again soon. Bye!